Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Manchester United can sell Jesse Lingard to West Ham in this summer transfer window. West Ham's first team coach, Stuart Pearce, has been talking to Talk Sport, and he hopes his club can agree a permanent transfer for Jesse Lingard. Jesse Lingard endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham last season, and he made a fantastic impact. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has confirmed that Lingard remains in his first team plans. Lingard was omitted from the squad against Leeds. Lingard's current contract at Man United expires next year. Lingard has been part of the club for a long time, risen up our academy. He's made 133 appearances in the Premier League for Man United. At Man United, Lingard has won the FA Cup, he's won the Charity Shield, he's won the EFL Cup, and he's won the Europa League. Lingard's had quite a few loan spells. He had loan spells with Leicester, Birmingham, Brighton, Derby and West Ham last season. At one point, it said Man United were prepared to offer Jesse Lingard a new 3-year contract worth £130,000 a week. Now, you saw my last video I did. Ethan Laird has joined Swansea on loan until the end of the season. It's the right decision to loan Ethan Laird out because he'll gain more experience, plus he'll get a lot more opportunities. Ethan Laird was out on loan with MK Dons last season. Ethan Laird has been at Manchester United since the age of 10 and he's made 2 first team appearances for us. Like I mentioned to you, we have loaned quite a few players out. Obviously some players we did loan out have obviously come back from their loan spells. Now, as you all know, it's very likely that Pogba is staying at Manchester United this season. Solskjaer did say prior to the game against Leeds that he's relaxed over media magnate Pogba. We are still in talks over getting Pogba a new contract. Before the start of the season, there was reports saying that Pogba rejected a new contract at Man United. Sky Sports did mention that Pogba is increasingly unlikely to sign a new Man United contract. Solskjaer did say Man United remain in talks with Pogba's representatives over a new contract. Now, Sky Sports said the other day that Pogba is very likely to leave Man United next summer on a free when his contract expires. The Manchester Evening News said that Pogba is set to join PSG on a 3. The Independent said today that PSG are prepared to offer Paul Pogba a £510,000 a week contract to prize him away from Man United. PSG getting Pogba this summer hit a stumbling block because PSG got Lionel Messi. But back in July, it said, PSG were very interested in Pogba. It mentioned that PSG were the favourites to sign him. PSG held talks with Pogba's representatives, and it said PSG were willing to offer £45 million. The other week, Pochettino played down PSG's interest in Pogba because Pochettino got quizzed on Paul Pogba's transfer from Man United again. Paul Pogba's preference is a move to Real Madrid or Barcelona. The other week, Sky Sports said that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Pogba put a fantastic performance out against Leeds last weekend. He got 4 assists. Also should have got his name on the score sheet because he had a fantastic chance, just went wide. He was one-on-one with Medjugorje. Pogba produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Mino Raiola has obviously been working hard to get Pogba out of the club. He did a lot of talking last season. We're very critical of Mino Raiola. He doesn't have a good relationship with Man United. This is now Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. And he's won 3 trophies at the club so far. I'd be very devastated if he is to go on a 3 next summer because we had the chance this summer to cash in for him. I think it said we wanted at least £60 million, but I said we wouldn't have got the £89 million that we paid for him. Solskjaer has confirmed that he wants to make one more signing in this summer transfer window. But who's it going to be? Solskjaer's priority is to get a midfielder on the board. Being a lot of midfielders on our agenda. The news on Eduardo Camavinga from Rennes. At the moment, Man United have paused the pursuit of Camavinga. Eduardo Camavinga's agent, Jonathan Barnett, recently come out and said that Camavinga is in no hurry to decide his future. Mohamed Bouatsfi said the other week that Eduardo Camavinga's agent is pushing him towards Man United, but he said the player's preference is PSG. Fabrizio Romano recently gave us an update and he said Eduardo Camavinga has 2 options this summer, including Man United. He also mentioned that Man United and PSG are yet to make any offers. Camavinga's contract showdown continues with Rennes. His current contract expires next year. The Sun recently said that Man United are in a 2-horse race with PSG for Camavinga as Rennes set a fee of £34 million. Camavinga's made like 80 odd appearances for Rennes in all competitions. We've also been linked with Saul Niguez. He said, was it last week, that Man United was still interested in Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. The other week, he said that the agents of Saul Niguez were due in England for talks with Manchester United and Liverpool, because it said Man United and Liverpool were battling it out for his services. He said Atletico Madrid wanted from between 35 million to 40 million for Niguez. The AS said that Niguez favours a move to Barcelona, because at one point Barcelona were in talks with Atletico Madrid over a swap deal involving Griezmann and Niguez. We actually identified Niguez as a potential replacement for Pogba. Niguez has a gentleman's agreement in place with Atletico Madrid that will allow him to leave. Niguez has a £128 million release clause. Atletico Madrid are aware that they're going to get nowhere near his release clause. He's got a contract until 2026, because back in 2017 he signed a 9-year contract with Atletico Madrid. He's made over 300 appearances for Atletico Madrid in all competitions. Being a long-serving player with them, he's enjoyed a good 13 years or so with them now, risen up their academy. He can be deployed as a central midfielder or a defensive midfielder. We was linked with Ruben Neves from Wolves, but Ruben Neves, I'd say, is totally out of the equation now. A few weeks ago, Ruben Neves hinted that he'd made a decision on his future. He called any talks of a transfer away, and he revealed his excitement of working alongside Wolves boss Bruno Lage. So what he's basically saying is he's happy at Wolves and he's in no rush to leave. But prior to that, he said Wolves were ready to sell Ruben Neves and was willing to accept £35 million, because it says Man United were leading Arsenal in the race. Wolves paid £15.8 million for Ruben Neves from Porto back in 2017. He's got a contract with Wolves until 2024. He's been a revelation for Wolves. If he came to Man United, I think he'd fit in our team perfectly. Plus, he's proven in the Premier League as well. But Wolves know how much of an imperative player he is. You know, Wolves have really struggled since they lost Diego Jota to Liverpool last year. Leon Goretzka have also been linked with him in recent weeks. Bill said quite a few weeks ago now that Man United submitted a contract offer to sign Leon Goretzka from Bayern Munich on a free transfer in the summer of 2022, which is next summer. So there you go. Kieran Trippier, I still think Man United are interested in him. It recently said we pulled the plug on Kieran Trippier because Diego Dalot is staying by the looks of things. He was impressive throughout pre-season, but now I'm hearing Diego Dalot could be still leaving. Dalot was out on loan with AC Milan last season. But before the start of the season, you know, Solskjaer spoke up about Man United's transfer plans before deadline. He said any more signings would be a bonus for Man United as we approach the final 3 weeks of the summer transfer window. Solskjaer is very pleased with our summer transfer business. We are enjoying a very good summer transfer window. We've made good signings. You know, we've made 3 signings so far in this summer transfer window. Brought Jadon Sancho in from Dortmund. Sancho recently made his debut for the club against Leeds. He came off the bench. Sancho's going to do really well at Man United, providing Solskjaer uses him right. Brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. Rafael Varane to Man United was official just before kick-off against Leeds. I'm expecting Varane to make his debut against Southampton on Sunday. and we brought Tom Eaton in on a free transfer. To Tom Eaton's credit, he did well throughout pre-season. We brought Tom Eaton in as a backup. So we've spent around 120 million so far in this summer transfer window. But it's just good to see that Solskjaer's had the backing he deserves. Surprisingly, our owners, the Glazers, have backed him, only because they've been persuaded to. Woodward said several times before that he'd back Solskjaer, and he showed that Solskjaer's job was safe, even when we was enduring them bad periods. John Murtaugh, he's played a part in Solskjaer getting the signings that he wanted in. John Murtaugh is our director of football, and we made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did say that's one of the structural changes that we needed at the club. And Matt Judge is part of the club, and so too is Darren Fletcher. Don't forget, Darren Fletcher and that had a few meetings before with Solskjaer and that, obviously to discuss our transfer plans. He said, Man United must now sell some players to get more signings on the board. I think Man United need to sell Anthony Martial in this summer transfer window, but not going to happen, because the Telegraph did recently say that Man United have no intentions of selling Anthony Martial, and he's part of Solskjaer's plans this season. He did recently say, though, from the Sun, that Man United are ready to sell Martial, but we want at least £50 million. He said Inter Milan were interested in Martial. They want him to replace Romelu Lukaku, because Lukaku's gone back to Chelsea. Said we'd be happy to loan Martial out as long as Inter Milan agree an obligation to buy in the deal. Inter Milan have done business with us in recent years. Obviously got Young offers, got Lukaku offers and Sanchez offers. Everton were also keen on Martial. Martial has been at Manchester United for 6 years. He scored 78 goals in all competitions. He's got 3 years left on his contract, and he receives £200,000 a week. Last season, Martial was out with an injury for a while. We got Martial in a deal worth £58 million from Monaco back in 2015. We paid £36 million up front, and I reckon Martial's had 2 good seasons at the club. Like I said, I want Lingard to go. I wanted to offload Andres Pereira. He was out on loan with Lazio last season. To Andres Pereira's credit, though, he had a good pre-season. Delors, like I've said, I wanted to offload him. We might possibly loan Delors out for another season. Definitely wanted to offload Matic, but we're not going to this time round. I think maybe in January or next summer we'll consider offloading Matic, but Matic has been subjected to transfer speculation. He can be good when he wants to be, but I've always had my strong reservations about Matic. He's always been a static player, makes mistakes, aging up as well. And he's not one of our first choice midfielders. Despite that, though, still seems to get his chances. Matic has been with us for 4 years now. Got him for 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. Good chance we're going to loan Brandon Williams out. He needs to be loaned out so he can gain more experience and he can get a lot more opportunities. Williams is our third choice left back. He seldom plays for us. I think it was Brandon Williams' first season in the first team. He actually got a lot of opportunities, but that's only because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. Phil Jones, he's another one I want us to offload. Jones hasn't played for us since January. He's been out of injury. He's always been inconsistent anyway. Jones doesn't get in our 11. Jones is the only outfield player that's still with us from the Ferguson era. So there you go. And like I said to you already, I think some players are going to leave in January and more players are going to leave next summer. And I think Man United could make one or two signings in the January transfer window, could make a signing next summer. Who knows? But yeah, I think Man United have got a very good chance of winning the Premier League this season. I certainly think we are title contenders with the signings of Varane and Sancho. Solskjaer's ambition is to win the Premier League this season. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, which is 8 years ago. Before the start of the season, Solskjaer talked up Man United's title hopes. He knows the pressure is on. He really does. But he made an admission saying that Man City are the favourites, but the title race is open. What a remarkable achievement it would be for Solskjaer if he was to win the title this season. Then, if he was to win the title this season, I'd change my perception on Solskjaer and say, yeah, he is the long-term manager for Man United, but as things stand at the moment, my perceptions haven't changed on him. But if we don't win the Premier League this season, Solskjaer has to win a trophy, doesn't he? Because he's not yet won a trophy at Man United, and we haven't won a trophy since 2017. But Solskjaer is aware that this season's massive for him. He's got big expectations to exceed. You know, we've had a fantastic start to the season, beating Leeds 5-1 at the weekend. So that's good. You know, this is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer has managed 152 games as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer has now been in charge of Man United for almost 3 years. Solskjaer has got a contract with the club until 2024 with an option of a further year, because a few weeks ago Solskjaer signed this new contract and a lot of United fans disagreed with him getting him this new contract because he won't see out this new contract. We should let him see out his current contract because he still had some time left on that 3-year contract he signed when he got the job permanently back in March 2019. But I reckon Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, despite me criticising him a lot during his managerial tenure at Man United. Obviously our board have got a soft stance on Ole, with him being a legend of the club. Ole did enjoy 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. We did appoint Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. You know, in Solskjaer's first 3 months at the club, he was the interim manager, did very, very well as the interim manager, so the club decided to give him the job permanently back in March 2019. Like I've said to you before, there's positives regarding Ole. I also have some concerns about him as well, like I've already been through with you on my other videos I've done. You know, like I said to you, we haven't been the same team since Ferguson retired, and a lot of United fans predicted it was all going to go wrong when Ferguson retired. Because no one's going to replicate Ferguson's legacy at the club, or last as long as he did. You know, Ferguson enjoyed a 26-27 year tenure at Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles. So reflecting on that, Ferguson brought success to the club, but Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United. So that just indicates it takes some managers time to settle in. It does. The only mistake Ferguson ever made was appointing David Moyes in. Since Ferguson, 3 managers have been sacked. We sacked Moyes, we sacked Van Gaal, and we sacked Jose Mourinho. We spent over £1 billion now, is it, since Ferguson left? We must have brought a good 42, 43 players in since Ferguson left. So there you go, and your preview for the Southampton game will be coming up. It'll probably be Thursday at some point. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.